So 5 years ago, I made this video and it got around 20,000 views, and then someone at my job saw it, so I had to take it down. But since I'm no longer working in law enforcement, I'm just gonna make the video again and try to see if it starts my YouTube channel. So I keep getting asked this. I actually got asked it, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and it's the question of how to become a cop in New Jersey, because no one really knows how, and there's kind of like no clear guideline. There are a bunch of different ways. So I'm just gonna break it down, give you guys the four main methods and the honorable mention of the way to become a cop in New Jersey and how I did it. I'll show you my method. I'm not sure if it's still good. And I'll tell you the most common method. So just stick around and we'll find out. So the first method, the most common method, if you're any sort of interest in law enforcement in New Jersey, is the civil service exam. This is the most common, everyone knows. It's pretty much either every year, every 2 years. It changes on demand. And you go in, you take a test, and if you score high enough, you pretty much get selected for the whole process to start the interviewing process. And it could take a year or so from the people that I know that did it. You start the process, you do the interviews. Now, there are cons to it. You kind of get locked into I guess, certain jurisdiction. I forget if it's county, and in certain county, it's also town and all this other stuff. Civil service is kind of a little weird with it, but you get stuck in that general area if you get selected. Now, to get selected is not easy. You have to score pretty high. So there are a lot of online tests and exams that I do recommend. From what people have told me, they pretty much give you the answers and you just take the actual exam. I don't know how true it is. I've never done it, but there are a lot of online ones. And before you take the civil service exam, I would recommend paying that. I think it's $150. Maybe it went up $150 to take that civil service exam. Second on the list would be the alternate route path. This is what I did. A lot of people don't know about this path. In fact, I'm gonna show you on the screen the website, how to find it, what I did exactly. I went to Cape May. They have an alternate route. I think Monroe has one, and then there's one up north as well. I forgot exactly what it's called. There's 3 alternate route academies in New Jersey, unless they shut one down in the last 5 years. Went to Cape May. You pay out of pocket, and you're not working for 6 months. You're in the academy for 6 months. Now, you do have to do the whole standard interview process. It's pretty much like getting hired, but you don't have a job. You're sending yourself to the academy, and you're saving the expense of your employer, which makes you look more credible, more desirable to certain departments. And they'll pick you up because, oh, he already went to the academy. We don't have to train him ourselves and or pay the money. And some towns like that, and that's how I got picked up, and that's what I did. What are the cons? There's no guaranteed job. You could just be paying. I know someone that did it, and they just couldn't find the job. And you have 3 years once you get the certification. So if you see 3 years expire, which 3 years is a long time, you're cooked pretty much. So there's that. So number 3, this in my opinion is the worst one. It's the Chiefs test. There's a website, same website you find the alternate route stuff. You'll go there, and in the Chiefs test area, you go and you take the exams, and nothing's worse because you look at the prices. They're charging $100. You show up. There's 1,000 other guys who are also there trying to take the exam and want your spot. I had horrible luck with chief exams. You show up. They charge $100 or maybe $150 now. I haven't checked in a minute. I'm gonna upload some stuff on the video and show you guys what I mean by chief exams in different towns. But I remember going to the Freehold one. You pay $100 for this thing, and now you have like 2,000 guys in the parking lot. And you're like, how? And the department's hiring 2 dudes. And you're just like, so now you have to compete with 1,000 guys, and then most of the time it's politics. So they're gonna hire someone in like someone's department cousin or something like that. So it's just like it's kind of not fair. There's why it's my least favorite. The most fair would be the civil service, in my opinion, and the honorable mention, which I'll mention afterwards, because it's not really particularly stuck to New Jersey. So the final one, from my knowledge, is the state troopers. Troopers do every 2 years. They put out ads, you apply, they you get you do all the interview. I can't help you guys with that. Psychological, fitness, PT. Now this applies to all four. From my knowledge of state troopers, is they treat it like you're in the military. Like go hard on that. So that's why a lot of like people like are afraid of state troopers when you get pulled over in Jersey because they always got something up their ass. But yeah, you do that. State trooper is every 2 years, from my knowledge. It's a good career. I could go into pay and everything like that if you guys would like in later videos. Just write it in the comments. We have state troopers, and their exam is always online. They have their own website. It's not hidden, and usually they're always advertising when they're hiring. It's every 2 years, same as the civil service. The thing with state troopers is they can just throw you anywhere. It's not like guaranteed you're gonna get where you want to be in like a region, from what someone's told me before. I'm not entirely sure. Haven't really spoken to New Jersey state troopers. I've spoken to more Florida state troopers than New Jersey ones. And then now time for the honorable mention. So, say you're not getting any luck. Civil service was a bust. Alternate route was a bust because you didn't pass the interview or another test. Chief's test was a bust, which most likely possible unless you have your dad's a captain or something in wherever you're trying to go. And the state troopers a bust. There's always Port Authority. Port Authority is New Jersey, New York, and it's a lottery. It's actually not you get selected at random. I know guys, a group of twin brothers who one of them got selected and the other one didn't, so it kind of sucks. But yeah, they're both cops. The other one I think is in Camden now or something. I don't remember, but it's all lottery. Now they all have the same things. I'm actually gonna put the step lists for you guys so you know exactly what you're gonna do. It's usually a test, then it's a PT test, then it's a 2 to 3 interviews, and then you have the psychological, and then maybe one more, whatever they do. Oh, you have like a medical test too, to make sure you're not sick in any way. You're gonna cost the department more money later on. They all do it. They're all very similar. For the PT test, if you're out of shape, get in shape now. Recommendations, because especially if you're doing a Chiefs test, you're gonna want to outperform everyone if you're trying to do a Chiefs test. I've come close to being hired in one town or 2 towns during a Chiefs test. Just I suck at interviews, and honestly, I still suck. So I can't really help with the interview portion. I've always sucked with interviews, but the PT stands out, and same thing with the test. But for some reason, PT has always stood out more, in my opinion, because they could physically see how much effort you put in. They don't really care for test or test, and you don't learn anything from it anyway. You'll learn all of that on the job. It's usually mile half. It's around 30 push-ups, or maybe 50 for state troopers, but 30, 50. Women have it a little. They have different times and different numbers as well. So you could definitely look it up. It's not that hard. It's everywhere. You'll have sit-ups. That's pretty much in a sprint, 200 meter sprint. It's not hard, but if you want to stand out, you want to be the best, you have to outperform it. I recommend for the mile halftime, you're going to want to be at least 9:30. That will put you in front of the pack always. Very few guys are running faster than that. You'll probably be always top 5 or top 10, and that stands out. Push-ups, if you're a man, you want to be at least 80. Get to the 80. If you're sit-ups, same thing, 80. The dash is a little tricky. They do want you to be fast. I'd say like 40. I think I ran at 44 or something. Yeah, they want you to be around 48ish. You have to be pretty fast. I think 45. Ran at 45. They all do it. All have it. And good luck. I'm gonna put the websites. So put some slides up, pros and cons of each one, and just to make it easier for you guys. It's a little lazier than the last time I did this. I did put some time in the other one, and I had to take it down because of my job. They didn't make me take it down, but it was recommended to take it down. And, well, I'm no longer a cop if you guys wanted to hear that story after 4.5 years. Put it in the comments. Maybe I'll make a video about it. Till then, have a good one, guys. Peace out.